Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss C3 cycle. C3 cycle is very important cycle for NEET and MSET. Okay, in C3 cycle occurs in the stroma of the chloroplast. Here, C3 cycle starts with the ribulose 1,5 bisphosphate. This is the starting material, and ribulose 1,5 bisphosphate accepts 6 carbon dioxide molecules and forms 12 3-carbon compounds, that is phosphoglyceric acid. Now this 12 phosphoglyceric acid, they undergo phosphorylation and forms 1,3-bisphosphoglyceric acid. That means this compound has 2 phosphate molecule. That's why we are calling it as biphosphoglyceric acid. Now this 1,3-bisphosphoglyceric acids, it's undergo reduction and forms 12 molecules of phosphoglyceraldehyde. For the convenience of the discussion, now let's divide this phosphoglyceraldehyde into 6 parts. Okay, here 6 2s are 12. Okay, hope you understood. Now 2 molecules of phosphoglyceraldehyde converts to, first it converts to glucose and then it finally converts to starch, and it will be stored in the form of starch in the chloroplast. Now the remaining phosphoglyceraldehydes, they are all useful for the generation of ribulose 1,5 bisphosphate. So these reactions are called regeneration phase. Okay, now 2 phosphoglyceraldehyde, here out of 10 phosphoglyceraldehyde, 2 phosphoglyceraldehyde molecules, they are converted to dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Dihydroxyacetone phosphate is a intermediate of glycolysis. Now 2 molecules of phosphoglyceraldehyde and 2 molecules of dihydroxyacetone phosphate, they combines and forms 2 molecules of fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Fructose 1,6 bisphosphate is also intermediate of glycolysis. Sometimes they will ask you what are the compounds in C3 cycle. They are common in both. They are common to glycolysis and C3 cycle. So that is so this DHAP and fructose 1,6 bisphosphate, they are 2 intermediates in both glycolysis and C3 cycle. Please remember. Now this fructose 6 phosphate, they lose phosphate molecules and form fructose 6 phosphate, and fructose 6 phosphate, they again combines with 2 molecules of phosphoglyceraldehyde and forms 2 molecules, that is xylulose 5 phosphate, erythrose 4 phosphate. Xylulose 5 phosphate, it is a 5 carbon compound, and erythrose 4 phosphate, it is a 4 carbon compound. Now sometimes they will ask in the question in NEET, what is the fourth 4 carbon containing compound which is formed in the C3 cycle? The answer is erythrose 4 phosphate. Now this erythrose 4 phosphate, it combines with 2 molecules of dihydroxyacetone phosphate in the presence of aldolase and forms pseudoheptulose 1,7 bisphosphate. Pseudoheptulose 1,7 bisphosphate, it is a 7 carbon containing compound. Okay, this 7 carbon containing compound, it has 2 phosphate molecules, that's why we are call it as 1,7 bisphosphate. Now 1,7 bisphosphate, pseudoheptulose 1,7 bisphosphate, it loses 1 phosphate molecules in the presence of phosphatase and forms pseudoheptulose 7 phosphate. Now this pseudoheptulose 7 phosphate, it combines with the leftover 2 molecules of phosphoglyceraldehyde and forms 2 molecules again, is just like similar to the here erythrose 4 phosphate and xylulose 5 phosphate. Here also 1 more molecule of xylulose 5 phosphate formation occurs. Now here ribose 5 phosphate. Here xylulose 5 phosphate is there, xylulose 5 phosphate, ribose 5 phosphate. These 3 molecules, 2 molecules of xylulose 5 phosphate and ribose 5 phosphate, again all these 3 converts to ribulose 5 phosphate in the presence of epimerase and isomerase enzyme, ribose 5-phosphate, they undergo phosphorylation with the help of ATP molecules and forms ribose 1,5-bisphosphate. So here again the regeneration of RUBP occurs. Now this RUBP again it accepts 6 carbon dioxide molecules and again it undergo cycle. So C3 cycle. Here what is the use of this cycle? By this cycle here one byproduct is formed, that is glucose. Glucose converts to sucrose and sucrose undergo starch molecules. They form starch molecules. Okay. Here why we are calling it as a C3 cycle? It is discovered by Melvin Kelvin. That's why it is also called Kelvin cycle. Here why we are calling it as a C3 cycle means the first formed compound, that is phosphoglyceric acid. It is a 3-carbon compound. That's why this cycle is called C3 cycle. In those plants this cycle occurs. So those plants are called C3 plants also. Hope you understood. Okay. Thank you.